2TC is an achievement in Bloons Tower Defense 6 where you need to complete an entire game of chimps using just 2 towers, and today we are doing it with the piratiest of boats and the marinest of helicopters. Now I just hope that we'll be able to go through the early game with this without needing to pull our hairs out, because sometimes when it comes to early Buccaneers, that can result in some very bad things happening. But I think we've got the range at the moment where we don't even need to acquire long range, although the faster projectiles might come in handy. So we're just going to stick with Grape Shot and then go from there. So we have 2 different forms of utility here. Number 1 is the helicopter's blowback feature, and number 2 is the hook feature that the middle path Buccaneer provides. And with both of those, we'll be able to both control where the ceramics or belows are at most times. Around 98 I can see around being one will be pierce capped on the old blowback feature. And then of course there is the hooks, in which we can hook up to 6 DDTs at a time, which I hope will be very vital actually for rounds like 95. But more importantly, round 99. Round 15, and we should be able to get our helicopter down, put the helipad somewhere not anywhere near the track, which we could have a marine down later on. And yes, because of the fact we're going with Pirate Lord, we have the freedom and the accessibility to go with faster darts and faster firing. I try to combine darts and firing there. Faster diring. I am super dying. Long range, crow's nest more importantly, and we will go with hot shots when we get to round 28. But we can get the IFR in order to get the camo popping on said helicopter. This is a combination that I can see doing really well in the early game and very well in the mid game. But the late game, oh gosh. The late game I think is going to be pretty challenging, which is really bizarre because in a lot of special Poperations scenarios you're forced to go with the quad darts cross-pathing because you need the additional darts, and actually the mid game is the most difficult aspect of the entire run. Both boats and helicopters need a crew in order to operate said device / vehicle / machinery. Now let's go up to said booty, pirates. Remember when the Pirate Lord did a lot of single target damage? Yeah, those were the days. But those days we didn't have towers like the Mermonkey or Desperado, so rather than having Pirate Lord as being one of the OP things on the field, now we got stuff like Golden Justice. You think that the OP stuff is now done and dusted? No, it's just under different management. Your goods are now belonging to us. You could say that about the past when it comes to this game. There's a lot of things which we could have back, but unfortunately we cannot. Like Obin being able to start on chimps. That was before my time actually of doing videos on this game. I could also wish we would go back and see if the Grandmaster Ninja and Permanent Brew combination would be possible on this map using the version 9 statistics on this map, but that's called cross-versioning and that is a no-do. But the things that you can do in the past and you can do right now is, if you have not yet done it yet, you can click the subscribe button if you're enjoying the content that you are seeing right now and you'd like to see more content like this from your favorite British YouTuber who covers game about popping balloons with monkeys, including throwing darts to pop said monkeys, but you only damage them by 1 layer. And they go in like a order of hierarchy. Red balloons are the weakest and ceramics are the strongest before you get to the beefier kind of helium filled monstrosities like Moabs. And then you got stuff like BFBs, which are bigger than Moabs. And then you got ZMGs, which are even bigger than BFBs, which have BFBs inside of them. And then you have DDTs, which are their own kind of special group of Moab class balloons that gives a middle finger if you are an explosive user, like the Pirate Lord. And then you have stuff like the bad, which looks at stuff like being frozen or being glued or anything like that and says, nah, I'm good. I can do the ignoring any statuses life, thank you. I'm too good for that kind of stuff. But then you can also like and comment down below to see other things that people have said and stuff like that. That's what the comment sections are for saying stuff like, congrats on finally getting the 2TC achievement. You eventually managed to do it after your 200th 2TC video. I just like this achievement sometimes, okay? And so sometimes, I mean most of the time. Other times though, when trying to do like an OG or something, sometimes they can't be fun. Like trying to do Golden Justice and Adora and being stuck on round 70. Right, for this tale only, we are going to change you and I would like to say Space Marines, but we're going to be Marines on vacation. Spa Marines. No, this is not just any old battleship. This is a pirate ship. You also see stuff like the parrots that just dwell on these behemoths. Anyways, I don't know where that conversation was going. Anyways, round 63, a whole bunch of ceramics defeated by Pirate Lord. If you are a newer player to the scenes of Bloons Tower Defense 6 and you wonder why I go on about the Pirate Lord having better single target damage back in the day, well, when the cannons land on a target, they used to be able to create secondary fragments, and those fragments also affected the target in which the explosive initially hit. But nowadays, the fragments only damage the balloons in which you didn't directly target. So let's say if on round 100 we get one bad, and that one bad is the only target which we have on the screen. So therefore the frag pieces that the Pirate Lord produces do nothing against them, which is not good. This is going very well at the moment, but I guarantee you that as we go into the 90s, the difficulty is going to gear up. If you're the kind of person that fancied a 2TC with a boat and a heli, then congratulations, this is your lucky day. It's odd because the special Poperations is the only guaranteed way of damaging DDTs. With the Apache Prime, you can only rely on the plasma bolts that it fires at the front of the heli and also the razor rotors. And with Comanche Commander, it does the equivalent of jack crap against it, and it can only really hold them in place or hold one of them temporarily in place. It still goes forward. It just slows them down one at a time. So Comanche Commander is only good for utility but not for damage against DDTs. In every single 2TC run, you gotta think about how to counter DDTs. If you don't have a tower by then that damages DDTs or has any kind of utility that can store DDTs so that your other tower can pop them, there's no point testing that combination. Because hey, look, we have means of popping camo balloons and means of popping lead balloons and means of popping camo lead balloons, but hey, guess what? It's an explosive and they can't do jack against DDTs. You always got to think about your entire run. It's not just round 6, it's not just round 100, it's every other round in between. And we should be able to get ourselves our marine friends. All of these are both relatively cheap-ish tier 5s. So then, game plan. What are we going to do? Well, I do want actually to have on round 99 and definitely round 95 as well, 2 marines down in order to actually counter the DDTs and be able to pop them all. Which is why really we go with the faster firing, because the faster darts and the faster firing affects the marines as well, but quad darts doesn't affect the marines. Imagine if it just fires out 2 darts at once because you chose the quad darts option, or it has like seeking targeting like you did with more glaives because you acquired the pursuit option and the darts pursue the targets. That would actually be a good way to make it so that both cross paths are viable for the marines, because one of them enables faster firing but the other one enables 2 darts to be fired at once, and with the pursuit upgrade they they can pursue a target if there's nothing in front of them. Oh my god, my helicopter's doing Beyblades. Who remembers Beyblades? Is that still a relevant thing? I haven't kept up with that for years. Hook them in! Because A, the ability is there, and B, well, I'm not bored, but we're doing this a bit too well. But like I said, the 90s are going to ramp up in difficulty. Yoink! Your goods now belong to me and my grand empire of good things. Yes, my empire is a good thing, not a bad thing, okay? It just happens. We used to board of a lot of these things called boats in the 1800s and sail the world and try and make the sun never set. The, could say the good old days, but they were not really good old days for other people. In fact, they were very bad for other people. Horrible. Yes, I'm British and I can be patriotic, but I know when we've done bad things in the past, okay? 89 completed. What about round 90? Well, DDTs, your goods now belong to me. You will either accept paying the fine or all of your stolen goods are now forfeit. Alright, let's make our job a little bit easier by hooking in 2 of the ZOMGs here. Not that we really need to, but it can help. It can help speed up the process. Another thing that could be an interesting challenge is trying to do a 2TC run as fast as possible. So put a timer on, go deathless, don't pause, don't slow the game down or anything, and just try and do a 2TC run as quickly as possible. A speed run, if you will. Well, that was really easy, 94. Now, what about round 95? Is it going to take some extreme precise timing? Or will we be able to do this? Okay, I'm going to put you on strong so that you always target DDTs. But I think we might struggle a little bit here, as you can see. I really need a second Marine down at some point. And I might even need to hook in some of them to give ourselves a bit of breathing room. Okay, I'm going to put another one here. Going to put you on strong. Hopefully we can do it. Yes, we can do it. We can definitely do it. Just, you know what I mean. 96. Let's hook some of them in. And I'm going to hope to try and hook in 97 on its own. But are we even going to get 97 with just a single hook? There we go. It just means that we can concentrate all of our fire on just one ZOMG. Yeah, because you're taking a long time to take down. And that means round 100 could be a bit of a concern if this is what round 97 is treating us. Also, another thing, if round 97 is not going very well because of the amount of RBE per target, then round 100 is going to be an even bigger problem. So now, the other thing I have on my mind is timing of the Marine deployment, because we want to at some point have 2 Marines down for 99, but obviously that's not going to go very well if our time is off. I need to have the Marine down for 99, and this is looking to be okay-ish. My problem though is that I kind of need you to be a little bit more on the field with Marine here, so I'm going to restart the round. I'm going to go with this and see how we fare on, but I don't think this is going to fare too well, really. Got the occasional DDTs here, but not much in which we can really work with. So if we can just kill 3 of these, that'll be great, but that is not looking to be the case so far. And last one. Okay, you could be in a different spot with the second Marine, hopefully. But let's see. Put you up here, possibly? 1 down. I need another 2 to go down, really. Okay, second one. Oh, the third one's always just a bit too out of reach. It could be just trial and error with different spots. Oh, just does it. There we go. Now it's just around 100 trying to fathom out where to put these Marines down so we can get the most out of the poppage here. Although we can occasionally, by the way, that gives absolutely nothing in CHIMPS mode before you ask. I can move a Pirate Lord ship occasionally in order to get the max out of its range. But I don't think it'll fare too differently considering how much range the Pirate Lord has when it comes to all aspects of the map here. Hopefully this will go down very soon. Yeah, it's in bandages now, which means that we should be good here. Okay, wrap you around there. Hopefully, yep, we'll drag 3 of the 4 targets there. Just this 1 ZMG left. And we should be good. Don't need to move the Heli Pilot anymore. And yeah, so the only part of this run which is difficult is working out the Marine timings on 98 into 99 and then 99 after that. But aside from that, this combination should be relatively straightforward on this map. I would say do another combination if you're looking to just get the achievement itself. Like the Pod and Ray of Doom, that's a good combination to usually pull off. But anyways, thank you all so much for watching everybody. Please let me know what you thought of the video down in the comment sections below. And see you all in the next time of one of these 2TC tales. If you're ever in the store and you're looking to purchase something before you purchase it, make sure to use my creator support code and a tiny slice of pie goes into mine pockets. Thank you all so much for watching and take care of yourselves, everybody.